It's been a great year. Hey everybody, Jayce Allan here. Welcome back to the channel. So I got to thank everybody for supporting the channel this year. 2025 was a great year. I reviewed a lot of great guitars. Check out the video I did where I kind of summarized all of the guitars that I reviewed this year and kind of picked out some that I thought stood out that were kind of my favorites. Doesn't mean that the other guitars weren't any good. It just means that those three guitars in particular were ones that I thought were notable. So anyway, a lot went on this year. Reviewed guitars, got quite a few sponsorships. I've got a few more sponsorships coming up. I'm going to kind of change things up a little bit for next year. I'm actually moving my studio to my shop. My wife and I run a small business, and had a friend come over who also runs a YouTube channel. We're going to talk about him a little bit more next year as well. He and I are going to team up and do some things, but he rather did some renovating on my office, and so we're going to turn that into a new studio, and so be looking for that hopefully in first quarter of next year, 2026. It's going to be a lot nicer setup. There's going to be a lot more room. I'm in a basement right now, so I can't even stand up hardly in here. And so this new space is a lot wider, longer. You know, this one's really long. This is more like a shotgun situation here, where it's really long, but I don't have a lot of depth. And so this room is a lot bigger. The ceilings are super tall, so I can put a lot more guitars up in there. And I think I'm actually going to turn it into a local guitar store, because I get all these guitars in and I sell them on Reverb and I lose my rear end on them. So I'm going to try to sell some of them locally where people can come in and actually pick them up, play them. I'll have some amps in there and whatnot. And maybe I'll do a little bit of setup, but that we'll see. We'll see how that goes. And then another thing I'm going to do next year is I'm going to take, speaking of setup, there is a School of Luthery here in Michigan, believe it or not, called Gallup School of Luthery, and they teach guitar building, acoustic and electric, bass guitars. They teach setup. They have a pickup winding class. They have online classes. They have in-person classes. You can get basically what amounts to a master's degree in Luthery from this place. I'm not sure I've got that kind of time right now, but I am going to take their, I think it's a week-long course in setting up guitars, electric and acoustic guitars. So that way I can do setups, and I'll have a little certificate that says that I know what I'm doing. So maybe that'll give me some street cred when it comes to doing these videos when people basically say that I don't know what I'm doing. So anyway, and then another thing is there is a School of Music here in Michigan called Interlochen School of Music. That's where all the kids went when I was young in high school that were into music, in band and things like that. I was always interested in maybe going up there and taking some lessons, but they do offer some online stuff, so I'm going to get a certificate in their music theory course so that I can learn some music theory, and then I'm going to test some of the TrueFire online lessons, and maybe even the Paul David's lessons. I'm not sure yet. Definitely going to do the TrueFire thing though, because I demoed that a little while, I think a couple months ago. And it's pretty cool. I actually learned some things from that online program. And so that brings me to my goal for next year, which is to become a better guitar player, because I get, royally ripped up one side and down the other in the comments about not being very good. And so how can we trust your word, and how, what gives you the right to review guitars if you're not a very good player, and on and on. So maybe we can correct that a little bit. I think it'll make for some interesting videos. I just turned 55, so, you know, we'll kind of frame the videos as, you know, can people over 55 become better guitar players? I've never been a shredder. Can I become a shredder? I don't know. We'll see. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe there's a ceiling. Maybe some people will hit a ceiling and not be able to go much past it. That's kind of been my thinking, that I've kind of maybe gone as far as I can go, but I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to practice, and we'll see what happens for next year. So I think it's going to be kind of interesting. And then I'm gonna keep doing guitar reviews. I'm pretty much not going to review electronics and amps because those things don't necessarily go over well. Maybe I'll focus a little bit on like how to mic an amp or record an amp or get the tone that you want out of an amp. I kind of struggled trying to get the tone that I want out of an amp, so we'll see about that. Maybe do a few of them. Some of the multi-effects pedals, those reviews went pretty well, but like, I don't know, gadgets and accessories and things like that, just, they don't go over well. And I've got all these people asking me to review in-ear monitor systems and wireless guitar systems and these goofy little amps and little practice amps and things like that, that I just don't even think it's worth my time to do it. So I've kind of turned them down. So we'll see if I continue to get any more sponsorships for next year. But really what I want to do is review guitars. So we're going to focus more on guitars. And because I don't have a huge operating budget, those guitars are going to be cheap. So we're going to continue reviewing budget guitars, cheap guitars, and we're going to continue to shoot them out against expensive guitars. And yes, we're going to continue to talk about how good budget guitars are compared to expensive guitars. And if that rubs people the wrong way, I really don't care. So anyway, there's a lot of great guitars out there, just like this Firefly that I just reviewed. Sounds amazing. Pickups on it are awesome. That's another thing we're going to talk about is pickups. I built a pickup winder this year, several months ago. So we're going to build pickups, talk about pickups, and we're going to do guitar builds. Going to get that CNC machine going this winter and actually build some stuff. My goal is to build a made in USA guitar, 100% made in USA, and we'll see. I'm going to do a couple prototypes up, and I'm going to send them out to the other influencers, the other reviewers, and let them check them out, and we'll see what happens. And then I'm also going to go on tour with a budget guitar. I'm going to take the Donner DST 100 that I got for sponsorship, and I'm going to pretend I'm on tour. I'm going to play that thing for 2 or 3 hours a day for 30 days. I'm going to take it with me every day to work, throw it in the back of the car. I'm going to basically mistreat it, and see if it holds up. Everybody's like, budget guitars, they'll never last, they'll never hold up. So we're going to find out. We're going to see what happens. And then I might do some restoration work on the Gibson SG back there. I'm not sure. I think if I do, those videos will go over pretty well, because I think that might just rub people the wrong way to see some knucklehead like me, doing a restoration on a vintage guitar. But then some people claim that it wasn't even really a vintage guitar because it's so beat up. So I don't know, man. You can't win with people. So we're gonna continue to rub people the wrong way because it's a lot of fun, and it gives it really creates a lot of interaction in the comments. YouTube likes that. I mean, that helps the algorithm. And, people will criticize all they want about clickbait. Oh, God, clickbait. But, you got to get them titles to attract people and get them to watch the videos. I've got a video that's still getting views, and all I did was talk in it. And it's got a great title. So we're going to continue to do that. Let's see, what else have we got? Guitars, amps, yeah. So we're just going to keep talking about guitars. That's what we're going to do here, and we're going to learn how to play better. And so if you have any suggestions, recommendations, or things you want me to review, let me know in the comments. Oh, and another thing, let's see, today is Wednesday, December 17th. I'm getting on an airplane this Sunday. What is that, the 21st? That would be the 21st, yes. So my wife and I are going on vacation. So we're getting on a plane, and I won't be back until January 2nd. But I probably won't have any content up until like the first weekend in January. So there will be a lull. So don't panic if you don't see anything posted. I'm doing this video, and I did a video on the Firefly semi-hollow. I got a Geiger headless guitar bridge and nut system that I'm going to do. I got to do a review on that. So I've got an actual sort of headless guitar that I made from a guitar. As you can see, this is the head. I was trying to decide if I wanted to take a guitar with me on this trip, but I've decided against it because I just don't want to deal with it. I want to take a break. I'm going to take a break from YouTube, from playing, from everything, just for a couple weeks, and sort of unwind and decompress, and then we'll get right back into it. Because when I come back, like I said, we're going to be outfitting that studio. I'm hoping to do a quick walk around in the studio Friday. That video hopefully will post Saturday before I leave. Saturday we're packing, so I will be somewhere warm for the holiday. Anyway, I really appreciate everybody for watching. Again, appreciate people for commenting. I really like it if you like and subscribe to the channel, because that really helps out the algorithm, because the way it pushes things out, it tests it first on the subscriber base, and if they like it, then it keeps pushing it out, and that's how we make money, is through ads. So or sponsorships, which I don't get paid for the sponsorships. They just give me gear, and then I try to sell it, and sometimes that works out and sometimes it doesn't. But anyway, have a happy holiday, happy new year, all that good stuff, whatever holiday type thing you're into. I'm just gonna go and drink and eat. So that'll be my Christmas, my holiday, my New Year's. So thanks again, everybody, for tuning in. This is Jayce Allan from Jayce Allan Guitar, signing off. We'll see you next year.